Elon Musk unveils SpaceX launch and catch tower. Oh, I heard him talking about this on Lex Friedman's podcast. How in order to save weight, there's the Starship would not have its own landing legs or feet. Instead, it would have to be caught.
Yeah.
And that's obviously what this is about. The launch tower would pinch, and his example in the Lex Friedman podcast was like chopsticks.
Yeah.
He used the example of Karate Kid and chopsticks catching the fly.
That's what it looks like right here.
So the rocket's got to hover in that location, and it will be gripped by this tower. What a crazy engineering proposal. To have the idea is one thing, but to manufacture and execute is another. And the way that he sounded on the podcast was fully accepting the fact that this is going to fail a few times before it works.
Yeah,
but
and it's going to be public, most likely.
But that's the thing, man. Anything that's...
Here it is.
This is an animation of what it will look like.
Yeah.
This is definitely not a video of it actually happening. Look at that. That's so cool. Nice little catch.
Chopsticks.
Man, it's hard to believe that that's worth it from a weight savings perspective, but it sure is nice to watch it lower things down very gracefully. I just wonder about the abrasion of those pads on the top side of it that sit on the thing, and
where it may be crushing the rocket there.
It's oh man, well, the whole thing is just absolutely mad. It's very ambitious. It's one of those, and it does it in two parts as well. Look at that.
It's almost kind of like a crane lift for the audio listeners.
Yep. And there's more than one piece to it as well.
Yeah.
But apparently it's the best way to do it, and that's the thing. If you want to do difficult things, you're going to run into difficult problems, but that's the motivating factor. That's what leads you to want to approach it, and that appears to be what's going on here. I don't know when they're going to use it first. Let's see here. The test flight plan calls for Booster 4 to splash down in the Gulf of Mexico. This is a separate... it will be the first space flight for Starship after several test flights that stayed much closer to the ground. Okay, they are talking about Starship here. Technical work continues, but the orbital flight date cannot occur until the Federal Aviation Administration wraps up an environmental assessment of Starbase, expected to be completed in late 2021, but the FAA recently pushed the target date back to February 28th.
So there's a lot of regulation, obviously, and a lot of approvals.
With Starship selected as NASA's lander of choice for astronauts participating in the agency's Artemis moon program and a moon orbiting flight targeted for 2023, booked by Japanese billionaire and recent International Space Station visitor Yusaku Maezawa. More testing of Starship should come fairly rapidly after the orbital flight occurs. Man, wow. Wow. Chopsticks catching a fly.